Welcome back to Income Trading 101. Today we're going to take a look at the Synthetix network token, symbol SNX. S is in Sierra, N as in November, X is in X-ray. This is one of the key players in the decentralized finance and yield farming category, one of the key platforms. And we just want to take a look at how the governance token has been doing. As you can see, we had a strong rally, and obviously have had a pullback, and there are a number of people who have built significant SNX positions due to their activity in some of the different staking pools. So let's take a look at good old SNX. So let's see, we'll start off as we normally do with a couple of moving averages, a few actually, not a couple. What you'll find is I use the same standard kind of process in each of my in all of my analysis, and that consistency helps me to be able to look for opportunities from one asset class to the next. So some of you might be surprised that we can use the same sort of indicators for something like cryptocurrency, and honestly, it's just all about the process. And the nuances will play out and be visible to us. So you can see SNX by and large, except for this period from late August of 2020 through early November, SNX has had some nice upward trending markets, right? You've got all three. There's some, what do you call it? Collusion here, if you will, not collusion, but confusion rather. But then, you know, from late December forward, it's really looked like a strong up move until this past week, when we finally saw the 10-day cross below the 20-day. Now, so right now, with these three indicators being out of order, that's definitely not a buy signal for me in SNX. Let's take it to a 1 hour and see how it looks. The 1 hour is obviously a lot more volatile because there's a lot more data to use, but you can see even in the 1 hour that it appears that the 10-day is about to cross the 20. Now, obviously, if we get a downward day, that's going to push the 10-day on down, but or the 10-hour in this scenario, these are 1 hour bars. But these, you know, a string of upward moves at the 1 hour level, this could end up leading to a bullish move, which would actually be very interesting. We're definitely going to use some Fibonacci analysis before the end of this video just to get a sense of where we are. And it'll be interesting to see if we come out with some sort of conclusive buy signal or sell on SNX. Let's drop this down to the 30-minute time frame. So there you go. At the 30-minute level, you now have an upward trend, and all three moving averages are actually in order, right? You've got the 10 above the 20 above the 60 period. So that is the definition of a trend. Trending markets have all three averages in the same order, and we now have that at the 30-minute level. It hasn't quite happened at the 1 hour level, and it certainly has not happened. The 1 hour level still shows a bearish order with the 60, the 20, and the 10 being in order, but it appears that the 10 is pulling higher. And then at the 1 day, is sort of inconclusive because the 10 is between the 20 and the 60. So we're going to take a look at MACD. I love the MACD. We'll see how that plays out too. It's a great addition, if you will, to just using moving averages. So at the 1 day, at the daily, it doesn't surprise me that we see this big crossover and down move given what has happened in 2021 with this most recent pullback. But let's go ahead and drop the time frames to see if we see anything suspicious as well. So here at the 1 hour time frame, this is starting to look bullish because the MACD line has crossed the signal line, and it appears to be getting ready. It already has crossed the 0 line, so the MACD line is actually into positive territory, which is at the 1 hour, that is a buy signal. It definitely is an indication of stronger markets. We've already had that happen at the 30-minute chart as well. So definitely seeing short-term buy signals. And I'm more prone to enter a trade using the shorter term signals and then manage it using longer term, depending on how long I intend to hold this trade. But I do like the way the MACD has sort of responded with the various oscillations that have happened in this Synthetix chart. So it's good to know. MACD is possibly useful here. Let's go ahead and take this back out to the daily, because I'd like to see from a Fibonacci perspective how much this has actually pulled back and whether or not we're going to see some additional, any additional levels being hit. And I'm taking all the way back from the beginning of this trend back in November 4th. So let's change that. All right, so right now we really strongly crossed on one day that 50% level, but it looks like the 50% twice has also acted as a little bit of support, and we are sitting closer to the 38.2% range. So maybe this is a point of maybe this will be a reflection point for this chart. Let's take it down using the same Fibonacci levels. Let's just look at the data a little closer. So there you have it, the that 50% level that got hit. All right, and let's see if we can pull this. It's okay. So yeah, these levels are really interesting. And wow, this 38.2% level, I didn't quite catch it on the other chart, but it has served as support, a little bit of support at times, and also resistance. Resistance here in February, resistance here a few days later, the 26th, and resistance currently. So that will make for some interesting dynamics. So essentially what happens, we'll just keep it here for now. What happens is when I look at this and I see resistance, that lets me know that, hey, if we cross above what would likely be $19.60, if we cross above, maybe even get to $20, there's a good shot that we're going to go ahead and maybe even get up to $22 and retest some of these local, like some of these more recent peaks. Because we tend to look for support and resistance, and we also look for kind of recurring themes, meaning, levels being matched, levels being challenged, levels being filled in. So always good. I'm going to take this back out and go ahead and delete the Fibonacci. It was very useful though. Thank you, Mr. Fib. Kind of like Mr. Pibb. And this is also, I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge at least this channel. I mean, that right there is just a downward trend. So not only can this, look at this. This is really interesting. So right here, right? So the current kind of level of the trend, if we add another day, that current level is going to be right around that $20 range, which is exactly what we were saying in the last with the Fibonacci analysis. Is we want to see $20 crossed. So maybe if we get past $20, this thing is going to go ahead and explode a bit higher. Or maybe if it doesn't explode, it still trickles higher. I would expect at some point, because there's so many people who are bullish on Synthetix, I would totally expect for this top price to be challenged and possibly passed. But right now, we are definitely in a downward trend. And we've seen in some of the smaller time frames, we've seen the start of the possible bullish trend, but it never hurts. It doesn't hurt. I don't want to say never, but it doesn't hurt to wait another day or two before making a full-on decision to see how everything plays out as well. If you remember, even some of our moving averages were looking like they were becoming bullish, but we just need a few more days or a few more periods of positive growth to really make that clear. So while I'm not the most patient guy in the world, I would certainly exercise some patience with this one. But definitely take a look at the technicals yourself, and feel free to share your thoughts on it in the comments. All right, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely subscribe to the channel, and I'll keep making some fun videos every day for those of you who love technical analysis the way I do. All right, that's it. Happy trading. Take care.